look at how Nasrallah's death will affect the greater Middle East crisis, let's go to Jonathan Broder here in Washington. He's a contributing editor at both Congressional Quarterly and SpyTalk. Great to have you on the program today. Tell us about Nasrallah, his rise and influence within Hezbollah, and how his leadership has impacted the politics of the region, but also the conflict with Israel.
Hassan Nasrallah has been leading Hezbollah for the past 30 years. Very quiet-spoken, but extremely hard-line when it comes to the challenge that Hezbollah has posed to Israel. Hezbollah began in 1982 as a resistance movement to the Israeli occupation of Lebanon after its invasion. They drove the Israelis out of Lebanon in the year 2000, and they were the only Arab movement that ever succeeded in using force to get Israel to relinquish occupied territory. So they became heroes to the Arab world. But once they got the Israelis out of Lebanon, they then adopted a posture that called for the destruction of Israel altogether, and joined the Iranian-backed what they call the Ring of Fire. These were Iranian proxy militias in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and in Yemen that surrounded Israel and vowed to destroy Israel. Israel was fighting back, and they killed this guy.
He's seen as a hero in many parts of the world, but also as someone who brought terror and destruction to thousands of lives. There are so many different scenarios here, groups, sides, that are trying to decide what to do next. Where do you think it will take us?
Right now, Hezbollah is back on its heels. They've been really shaken by the death of Nasrallah and earlier attacks last week that took out their communications and a number of leaders just below Sheikh Nasrallah. So they have vowed to keep on fighting, but so has Israel. And right now, I would say Israel has the upper hand. The big question, I think, is what is Iran going to do? Because Hezbollah, of all of the proxies that Iran supported, was by far the strongest. They were the sort of the first line of defense for Iran against any attack by Israel. Israel has warned Iran not to open fire on Israel because, as they say, Israel has a long arm and they can hit inside, anywhere inside Iran.
Much like the US, though, Iran does not want a regional war. So what would be the options for Iran for an attack like this on such a close ally being Nasrallah? Would it be to utilize one of their other groups like the Houthis, or would there be a more direct targeted attack from Iran?
I doubt that there would be a direct attack. I think that they would probably utilize their other proxies, the ones in Syria or Iraq, or the Houthis. The Houthis already today, I think, fired a missile at Israel, but Israel has very, very good air defenses, and they knocked it down. If you remember, the last time there was a direct confrontation between Israel and Iran, they fired something like 300 or 400 cruise missiles and ballistic missiles and drones at Israel, and Israel, together with the United States and Britain and Jordan, every one of them.
Right.
I think.
So Israel have now talked about a ground operation against Lebanon. Some in Lebanon believe that in a ground war, Hezbollah could negate some of Israel's military strengths. What do you say to that?
I kind of doubt that. In combination with the killing of many Hezbollah leaders, Israel has been bombing southern Lebanon really ferociously. I think on one day, Friday or Thursday, they hit 1,300 targets in one day. That's a lot of airstrikes and sorties. And they've got very good intelligence in South Lebanon, and they know where Hezbollah's missiles are, and they've been destroying them. I mean, you see video of a house being hit in a village in southern Lebanon, and then many, many secondary explosions, which indicates that there were bombs and other explosives being hidden in that.
Now, Joe Biden has said that the killing of Nasrallah is, quote, a measure of justice. He's directed the Pentagon to enhance defense in the Middle East. What's the significance of this? Does this suggest that the US is positioning itself for a broader war?
No, I think what the United States is positioning for is to help Israel in its defense. As I mentioned before, when Iran sent all those missiles, the 400 missiles to Israel, the Americans helped shoot them down. They've sent another aircraft carrier to the Eastern Mediterranean, and I would imagine that if there were to be a large attack by Iran or by Hezbollah, the United States will help Israel defeat it.
All right, we'll leave it there. Jonathan Broder, really appreciate your time.
Yes, ma'am.